Draymond Green is in the news.
Day.
Draymond Green. He was did an interview with Young Masuk, and he's getting cocky.
No, I didn't take that.
Oh, please. Take a listen to Draymond Green.
When you start talking about history, 5 championships, I think that obviously it puts us in rare, even more rare air than we are in. But it's the goal. And by the way, the goal isn't to stop at 5. The current goal is to just get to 5. You know, it puts you in a totally different conversation. I don't like to necessarily put a number on things, but I don't see why we can't get 2 more championships. Why not? I don't see anything in the way stopping that. There's great players in the NBA, I don't doubt that, but I don't see anything stopping us from getting 2 more championships, so why not?
Wow.
All right. If you say so, I'll make a bet right now they don't get 2 more championships. Who you taking, me or Draymond Green? Who you betting on, me or Draymond Green?
2 is a lot.
That's right.
And we're talking health.
That's
right.
I
don't think anybody would take that bet.
Okay.
I don't even think Vegas would take it. But the chef, Steiny, because he's a big part of what they do, forget all that. Yeah. I just love that here we are a year later after the debacle that was the Warriors training camp in 2022. I love the fact that they feel connected. And I told you from a personal standpoint, and the listeners, I was hurt. Offended is too strong, but I'll try to fit it in there because the Warriors culture has been just that, one of the greatest cultures in sports under Steve Kerr. And last year I thought it was just a total fail because there was no manual for what went on with Dre and Poole, how to handle it, and yet they parlayed that into the conference semis. So I like the fact that there's just some fresh air with the Warriors. And if Dre wants to say they want to get Chris Paul his first, that's the type of stuff. I need some tissue, Evan. Help me out. That's what it's about. I never looked at it like that. Like they know Chris don't have a ring. Speak on it, Dre. I like that.
Okay. Do you like this?
My goal this year is to help Chris Paul get his first championship. That's my goal. It's not to redeem anything about Draymond. My goal is that we can help Chris Paul get his first championship.
Now, I didn't hear that part with the Trey. It is a little bit, dog. Just a little bit. Because you said you would have still been playing. Y'all would have had you not, did what you did with JP. But again, Steiny, if I'm Chris Paul, man, reports were when it first jumped off and you took your victory lap, is this a match made in heaven? I still don't know, and Spears' report, we'll get to that later about him possibly starting or not. But if I'm Chris Paul, I feel good hearing Draymond Green, one of the leaders, if not the leader of this team, say that about, trying to get me a chip.
How do you feel about this one? This is the one I meant to play last time, but I hadn't heard that part about him getting a ring for Chris Paul. This is the one that I want to talk about.
We have to bring this group back together as one. Have to be a team. You can't win with a group of individuals. Never works. And so we have to make sure that we're doing the necessary things that we have to do in order to form our team again. That's what made us unbeatable. You couldn't break our team. You may break one guy, you may break 2, but you can't break this team. And that's what made us unbeatable. I think our culture, the fabric was a little off last year. We need to get our culture back.
Damn. Sign me up.
For what?
We need to get our culture back.
He was the reason that the culture went away.
No doubt. And he knows you know that, and
but
we
does
all
he
know that. But Steiny,
I don't think he knows
to me,
that.
It's not about who messed up. It was messed up. The whole thing was messed up. And to hear the captain say that, coming off his new deal, 4 for a buck, like that is leadership. I mean,
that's not leadership. That's just talking on a podcast or an interview.
Steiny, we got to get our culture back.
That's right. So
I'm good. I'm watching.
It's up to him. Quit saying we need to get our culture back. It's up to you, Draymond.
Kaminga, too.
You messed it up last year.
Yeah, but Kaminga, too. People have personal agendas.
Player.
No, but he's a player, Steiny. He's a part of the team.
You don't hear that? You don't hear Draymond Green talking and think, How come he's not looking in the mirror at himself?
Because it's obvious that he knows he's part of that.
I don't think so.
But I think he's talking to other people that had different agendas bigger than just the punch. Steph Curry
tell me an agenda bigger than the punch.
I can't. I didn't say that, and I can't give you one.
Well,
okay, that's why JP's in the nation's capital.
The punch was the reason the season fell apart.
But the
Who
game
threw
seven,
the punch?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
I'm not fighting you on that, but Game 7 speech by Steph, Steiny, was also about agendas.
How was Draymond's leadership that last Game 7? How was he as a leader? Obviously, his leadership has waned if Steph Curry was saying, don't address the team.
I totally get that. So that's why he said, I just feel like you feel like he's trying to take himself off the hook when he says we have to get our culture back.
He is.
Collectively, they have to do it, and he has to do his part. I love him saying that because that's how I feel as a fan. Like, I love that. I don't feel like he's taking
I think there's a lot of fans that would listen to that and say, you know what? Why is he saying we, when it was him that really got the ball rolling in a bad direction?
Man, Ash Smoke on YouTube, Steiny Guru almost delusional is Draymond. Hey, Evan, real quick, did you feel like Draymond was giving himself a pass on that soundbite, or I love the leadership?
I think it's classic Draymond Green.
Thank you.
It's all about Draymond, and it's all about him helping and doing and everything that not looking inward.
Wow.
Warrior fans, how do you feel? Because after the punch last year, I feel like a lot of people kind of soured on Draymond Green, and then you had two sides, one Draymond supporters and one side who was done with Draymond. Well, Draymond's going to be here. He's under contract for 4 more years. Let's just I want Warrior fans to listen to this and
they're asking you to play it again too.
And tell me if this sounds like accountability.
We have to bring this group back together as one. Have to be a team. You can't win with a group of individuals. Never works. And so we have to make sure that we're doing the necessary things that we have to do in order to form our team again. That's what made us unbeatable. You couldn't break our team. You may break one guy, you may break 2, but you can't break this team. And that's what made us unbeatable. I think our culture, the fabric was a little off last year. We need to get our culture back.
He didn't one time say I. Not one time did he say I in terms of I was a reason. I was one of the reasons we didn't have it together last year. I got to be better. I messed up last season.
Didn't he already do that on the podcast a few times last year, though, Steiny? And I criticized Dre.
No. He's doing it again. He's gaslighting. He's trying. Draymond Green is trying to say, it wasn't just me last year, and it might not have been, but he was the biggest offender of violating whatever the Warriors' culture was at that point. I don't know. I don't think he's looking in the mirror.
Wow,
888-957-9570 is the number. I don't know. I just want to see this guy play at a high level. I'm done hearing him talk.
I mean, now that's different. I can feel you on that. I can feel you on that.
You know what, Draymond? Those 3 quotes are meaningless. They don't really mean anything. They don't mean anything. What does mean something is last year Steph Curry addressed the team. You said, should I address the team after Game 6? And Steph said, no, I'll address the team. So he's got to,
he's got to look in the mirror on this.
He's got to, well, of course, and it's Draymond Green.
I feel like you think he's not.
What?
Like, that's a new soundbite. He's on record as saying on different other podcasts, we would be playing had I not threw the punch.
Well, that's not an apology.
I came over the top.
Is that an apology? That doesn't sound like an apology.
I tell you what gave me goosebumps is the fact that he said, and he's part of the team, we have to get the culture back. That to me resonates.
How about we have to get the culture back that I broke last year because I broke the code. I punched a teammate.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You've got to acknowledge if you're going to bring up the culture and getting this team back together and the fact that it was fractured last year, anytime you address that, I think you got to take responsibility for your part in it. And I think he had the biggest part in it.
And you feel like you could never say that enough.
Exactly.
Okay.
I really do.
Because you and I and the rest of the guys at the station came hard, rightfully so, on Dre, and I'll never back down from that. I thought the punch was wrong. What I'm telling you are telling the masses, the team's telling us something else. They just rewarded this guy with 4 years for $100 million. So
right.
What you're saying, I feel, but there's something else to this too. This whole just him being the one that broke the culture. Because again, Steiny, I can go from that incident to other incidents when we talk about agendas from the young players. And you know who I'm talking about. So when I hear Draymond say
young players had
we
agendas.
have to get our culture back, I feel that.
So now the young players had agendas. We didn't say they had
we
agendas.
talked about it with Kuminga and with the playing time.
What we talked about was Kerr
Sulkin.
wasn't playing him. Like, we talked that Kuminga is mostly about Kerr saying he's not ready. Everybody wants to see Kuminga play more.
Oh, my gosh, Steiny, Goose, stop the favoritism towards Green. Wow.
I just think there's some people sick of him. And they take this for what it is, which is, it means nothing.
I was going to say, make a correlation with Deebo Samuel. You know, when they lost that game in Philly, he's very boisterous and he's on the Twitter saying they would have did this or did that. Like, as a fan, don't you like hearing your guys talk? Like, Dre will never
Depends
be a mute.
What are they saying?
I thought right there Dre knows the obvious is I messed up. But if you want to hear him on the cross every time he talks to say I messed up, I get it, but we got to get the culture back. That's bigger than any team they'll play. They got to do that collectively, unified. Even the front office, because we had Dunleavy Jr. on and I talked about it, and he said it wasn't just the players, Goo. It's all of us. And I like hearing that from Dre.